broke every record in the book as a junior. This is his first ranking event quarter-final appearance. The youngest player to record a 147. The teenage sensation with the hairstyle to match, Judd. And his opponent, a player right back to his mercurial best. He won this tournament in 2004. The reigning world champion and world number one. Blink and you'll miss him. It's the Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Or press the red button for continuous coverage of Steve Davis's match against Ellie Carter, or stick with us here on BBC Two. We'll be giving you updates on that one and live commentary on this one from Willie Thorne and the rather fast-moving Dennis Taylor. Well done, good effort, eh?
Judd Trump has won the toss there, and it's the 19-year-old that will break off. Ronnie just getting a bit of water in this glass. Customary handshake.
The first frame, Judd trying to break.
What a day, Willie, for this young, exciting player.
Yes, I've known young Judd for many, many years. He's played in all the junior tournaments at our club in Leicester and that, and my brother Malcolm has always told me that this young guy is going to be one of the best players in the game. Break-building-wise, I think he's already there. The rest of the game is going to take a little bit more time to mature, but it's undoubtedly one of the most exciting prospects we've got.
Well, there's the pot success rate in the tournament. Although Ronnie has played a couple of matches, but Ronnie 91%, 83 for Judd.
I think you mentioned, Dennis, we both had the pleasure of commentating on that game with Duo Perry, and it was a game that could have gone either way, and it was more safety than potting in that game, wasn't it?
Yeah, his shot selection in that match at times was, well, you wouldn't say it was the best. But I suppose that will come with experience. If you keep taking on very difficult shots, the more frames you lose, then you eliminate that.
Yeah, you notice that pretty level in the safety exchanges. As we've already said on commentary, you've got to be around the 90% in virtually every department. We noticed that Judd in his first match was 83. If he played at 83% today, I would hazard to guess the score would be something like maybe 5-0, 5-1. So he's going to have to up his pot success rate in this match to have a chance, and he has got every chance if he plays like we know he can.
Well, the fact that he did play Ronnie in the Welsh Open, he lost 5-3, so that was another learning experience from the young man. There's no substitute for experience. You've just got to play the matches and learn as you go along.
Can't quite tell whether he can get through to the red that's to the right of the blue, because if he can, he'll take it on, because it's a big pocket really where that red is. He can have a go at that red, and if he hits it badly, this is a chance it could go off the red over the corner. Just about get through to it. So this is the first possible ball of the day. He just the best in the world at that shot at the moment.
Yes, he doesn't need a big pocket, does he, Willie? Absolutely right in the centre of the pocket. And the yellow will get him nicely up to the reds. Got to be very precise with the next shot so that he doesn't snooker himself on the black. He needs to get out past the red to make sure he doesn't snooker himself on the black. That's, well, in fact, he's putting the cue near enough, I just put the other little white ball anywhere near that white, and he would be on the black. And he can get there playing it with the left hand side. That will swing the white over towards the other little white ball there. He hasn't hit it. That's careless. The pink might be there. He just didn't quite hit that hard enough.
I've been a bit concerned about Ronnie's demeanour, not only on the table, but some of the things he said in his press conferences this week. You know, we all know that Ronnie goes in and out of mindset that he thinks he's either playing bad or poor. He's going through the mindset at the minute he's playing poorly, but in his game against Marco Fu, I thought he was very, very good, and he said he was hopeless. So that worries me a bit, because if things start to go wrong in any match, I don't think mentally he's up for it this week.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 4.
Well, against Marco, we did keep his focus and played extremely well. I think that's the key to Ronnie. If he can keep his concentration, keep fully focused.
I think the biggest key, Dennis, he doesn't know how good he is. That's the biggest key to it. If he realised how difficult this game was, he would tend to think he's playing quite well. It's amazing, Dennis, how often the top 6, 7, 8 players in the world hardly ever hit the ball colours, and other players tend to do so more often than others. I think it's because they tend to they realise the importance of the safety game. Some of the other players just get down and hit it and hope they miss the ball colours.
That's a pretty good shot from Judd. The red that's near the right side cushion is in the way of the safety return. You'd have to play it with a touch aside to avoid canning into that. It would be a natural angle to hit that. Well, he needs to get plenty of side on this, and even then black and blue are in the way slightly. And that was always going to be a problem for him, and he's opened the balls up. Okay, he's knocked the black up the other end of the table. Pink's a little awkward.
Yes, he's freed the pink, but I think if he does pop the pink, it'll go back onto its own spot, and that'll be tied up again. So, albeit at first glance, it looks a good chance. I think he'll only have blue to work with in a few seconds' time. Because if he pops the pink, that's going to be tied up. So, ideally, he'd like to work on the blue and maybe play a cannon in a couple of shots' time, just into those 2 reds that are on the pink spot, just to move those away from the pink spot. Doesn't want to really pop the pink before he can do that. Now we'll just see how clear Judd's thinking. This first frame,
6.
you can get top side of the blue here and play the little cannon into the 2 reds on the pink spot. That's the right way of doing it, to give him a chance to win the frame at one visit. Hasn't gone high enough to do that. That's not his best shot.
He's okay here. I think he can get back for the blue. In fact, he's covered the red he played for. So it's the one behind the 3 that he's got to take.
13.
As Willie said, let's see if the pink is going to be tied up when it's respotted. As long as he keeps potting balls, it doesn't matter where they come from. Might just tie the pink up that way. He's got the blue to work with now. So if he gets a good angle on the blue, he can then cannon into the pink and reds.
Yeah, it's just a situation where if he had spotted that himself, he may have already had those in open play.
20.
He's got the perfect angle. It's one of those you don't have to play hard, and you just play at a nice pace. Just to push the pink into the 2 reds just below it, that would be perfect if that could happen. It's caught the pink half ball. It's still okay, but he hasn't moved the 2 reds. But at least the pink... Oh no, the pink will go back onto its own spot, so it's still not guaranteed to win the frame at this season.
25. Just
overhit that. played for the blue. But we keep telling you that the cloths are playing beautifully, very, very quick. And if you're not at the top of your game, you can slip out of position. Ronnie just that mistake with the safety shot that he tried to avoid the red. He did, but didn't avoid the black. And this is a very good start for Judd. He would have been a little bit anxious, and it was nice to get in with the balls spread. Pretty good.
It's amazing, isn't that? One little shot that could have happened earlier on is still causing him a problem.
36.
So if he takes 3 more reds and, say, on average the blue, he's still going to need one of the difficult 4 reds.
37.
Just overhit it again. I think the right of the 2 red behind the pink may be available. Might just go in the left corner pocket. He's looked at it a few times. He's back looking at it again. I think there's just enough room for that to go. He's not ideally on the blue. You'd have to take the blue into the corner pocket to drop on that. If the green's a bit straightish, he can't get up to that side of the table. Yeah, the green was straight, but that red he looked at is also available into the middle, but this is a tricky pot.
So he decides to take it on. He will be on the pink, probably in the same middle pocket, because he nudges the other red out of the way, but as Dennis has just mentioned, this is missable, very tricky. Could run through it and get on the pink in the corner, but it's kind of stun. Went to the well a few times there on his positional side, didn't he? He never really had the key ball under control. It is the first frame. The first frame takes a bit of time to settle.
Touching ball.
I like that hairstyle, Willie. Remember when yours was like that?
I knew you were old. I used to have a massive head of hair, you know. Up until I was about 7.
He's a very nice young man, very modest lad, is Judd.
If Judd could get there, there's a bit of advantage playing the white down right into the jaws of the green pocket, because that leaves Ronnie no straightforward safety shot. Okay, he could risk turning it in behind the yellow if he did that, but he's playing the other way around. There's no problem bringing the white back at this out. But there's only 2 more shots to go, because Ronnie could play the same shot, and then the snooker behind the pink's available to one of the players. That's why Ronnie's not thinking about bringing it straight back to this position. He knows unless it's at least where it is now, the cue ball, it's an easy snooker behind the pink. It's no good leaving it to the right of the black. If he plays the safety shot, the white has got to come to the left of the black spot. And that's the reason he's played a negative safety. And not particularly well.
He looked at the potting angle there. It's difficult into the corner, difficult into the middle. Might try and knock a couple. Well, I was going to say maybe he did. If he had to knock the black onto the cushion there, or even if he had played the same shot and knocked the blue safe, because he's got 36 points advantage here, and with all the reds at the other end, Ronnie's going to have to pop a lot of balls to get back into this opening frame.
He never even looked at that choice, Dennis, did he? He's more concerned with putting the red safe now. Okay, the red safe's in his favour, but a lot more in his favour would have been having the black safe. This is difficult because he's got to make sure Callum stops the red being back at the centre of the table. He's done that nicely.
Generous round of applause for a very good pot. Okay, can't get nicely on to the next red. Another 5 points will be okay here. He could take the yellow and get back to the red. Gonna have to pop this one with the rest, and you'll have to be a little bit careful here because the natural angle will take the white over towards the black and not the red.
6.
If he can avoid that, he will be okay.
Seven.
It's a very good start. He's odds on now to take this opening frame. Already 43 in front. So this will help Judd to settle down.
12. $13.
Yes, he was bound to be a little nervous, wasn't he, coming into this match, playing against, I'm sure, his idol, as it were, and he's coped very well.
$17. $18.
Left that a little bit short. The frame as well and truly over. I don't think Ronnie will come back to the table even if Judd misses. He might want a little bit of practice, but you wouldn't think so. He's not finished yet, Judd. He might knock this long blue in.
$23.
Ronnie does signal to Arian Williams, our referee. He concedes the opening frame. It's a good start from the youngster. That earlier break of 40 settled him down. He leads Ronnie O'Sullivan 1-0.
And as Dennis was saying, that's the way to settle the nerves against the Rocket. What do you make of his opening frame, John? How important it was for him to get off to a good start?
Very much so, and it's been interesting this week because Ronnie himself has been saying that if anybody can get him and put him under a bit of pressure or make sure they don't make mistakes, they've got a chance of beating him. It's been a very strange sort of way of looking at it, but that's a good start for Judd to get off 1-0 up.
And actually, Willie Thorne was making some very good points about Ronnie's demeanour this week. He seems a wee bit fragile in confidence terms, which is very strange when you consider that he's already won an event this season and he's been in the final of the other.
And he played fantastically well the other day against Marco.
Yeah.
I thought he played great against Marco, who did have a very good record against him as well, so he got through that match very keenly, but I don't know, it's very strange. It's just, it remains to be seen if Judd can put him under enough pressure today to see if Ronnie does come back, or because as you say, with his demeanour, you don't really know what's going to happen.
You've been in this situation, John, before, where you were the fancy player when you were in your pomp, clearly, and some of the younger guys coming through. Was there an element of pressure which basically transferred to you when you were facing one of these up-and-coming youngsters?
There can be, but one of the things I always thought was you're going to play them for a long time over your career, and I think the first time you play these people, you've really got to impose yourself on them so that you don't fancy coming back next time. If you get off to a bad start with someone, you can end up having a bad record against them over the years.
Okay, well, Ron breaking off. Just a quick word about Judd's haircut. A lot has been made of it. I think the nearest we can come to it, and what you think at home, basic your rollers, maybe, a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, but will he ever have number 5 in the charts like the great WT and tram lines? Snooker Loopy. One of life's mysteries right now, got to number 1.
That's not going to reach, so you'll have to put it back again.
Miss. Ronnie, yourself.
And you keep telling little porkies about Snooker Loopy, but it was number 6 it got to. You keep telling everybody it was number 5. Jazz and Dave, they're still going strong. Two great fellas.
No real problem with the safety shot, it's just a case of pace. I suppose what he's slightly worried about if he kisses one of the 3 reds and puts one of those into a potable position, but it doesn't look like that's the case. A little bit harder this time.
See, if he just runs off this red, he's going between the green and the brown, and it won't put Judd under any pressure. He needs to play with a little touch aside to try and just swing it in behind one of those colours, but he couldn't really get the cue ball well in a position where he might have got the snooker.
Yeah, I can only presume that Ronnie thinks these 2 reds are a possible plan. That's the reason he left the cue ball over the right hand side, so it would mean that Judd couldn't go from the move now, so I didn't see that plan there. He was too busy trying to pull the right hand plan and forgot about that one, but that was fortunate because Judd never even looked at that. And it would have been a poor safety. Look at the pace of the cue ball. He's not even looked at the plan, and look how badly he hit the cue ball. So that's very fortunate because it would have been poor safety.
He's looked at the yellow, he's looked at the brown will get him onto that red to the left of the bunch. Well, he's decided to go into them straight away, and it's a pretty good effort. He's going to be unlucky. He could easily have played for the single red, rolled it in, got on the black and then went into them, but this is how these young players play the game. First chance they get, they want to open the bunch up, and he was very unlucky here. Can he get through to this one to the middle? Oh, there's a gap. He's left it out.
Trump 5.
Okay, the black only goes into one pocket, but Ronnie might be able to screw onto that black. Oh, it's just an awkward angle. He could screw back off the cushion where it is. If he screws back, he might come near the opposite corner pocket. I think he's looking at the black also, maybe it doesn't. Pot. Oh, it's tight, the black, isn't it? I don't think the black goes, you know.
Yes, he definitely didn't play for the black there, actually he was planning to go up for the blue, but now that he's got so perfect, he's having another look. He can definitely pot it slowly off the left-hand jaw. I don't think he can see the middle of the pocket, which means that anything at pace is going to be very, very tough to pot the black. He's actually played for the blue there, so it's not the case of playing for the black and think I'll have a look afterwards. He made his mind up, it didn't pot. So he's trying to miss that red and go up to leave a little bit straight to blue. Well, if he's tempted here, I don't fancy it.
Well, if he's not 100% sure, no point in trying to pot the black and leave Judd in amongst the balls, because it's the first to 5 and Judd took the opening frame. He doesn't want to present him with an easy chance to go 2 up. Well, if he's having to look so hard and long at it, it doesn't go.
It's amazing how he looked up at the commentary box if we're allowed to say, well, we think it pots. As I've said, it definitely pots off the left-hand jaw, but I think Dennis is one of those, if you play it dead weight, it could go left-hand jaw, right-hand jaw and drop in.
But then he's not on the red, so It's certainly taking a long time to decide whether it'll go or not. Nearly 2 minutes, and when you think the maximum break in 5 minutes and 20 seconds, we're nearly halfway there already.
A little wry smile stood in the commentary box because he, in his own mind, he wanted to play it, didn't he? He really did want to play it. That's the longest time in history that O'Sullivan's ever attempted a pot.
Sorry, Ronnie, we don't know either.
That's why we're sitting here.
But that was a slice of good fortune there. He held his hand up and apologised because... can you see this red direct now? Having to swerve it. No use in attempting the long red up the corner past the pink. It's the wrong angle. Just a safety off the red on the left side of the table.
That's an aggressive safety shot. He needs a good cue ball. I think he's got it. The red will pot the one that's to the left, but he can't see it. The one to the right, I don't think pots. So it's not a bad little safety shot. There's that one covered. I'll just play this half ball and play around the back of the black spot. Try and get the white in behind the green would be a decent line. But he's got to cover that red that's on the left hand corner. That's why he's playing in behind the green, to try and cover that red. He needs the brakes to apply.
It's a fascinating tussle, isn't it? You've got one of the young guns, 19 years of age, trying to beat the world #1 and current world champion. Doesn't get any better than this.
Yes, especially as we've expected so much from Judd over the last 3 seasons. To be honest, I've been disappointed with his start to his professional career. I haven't seen what he did as an amateur. But this season, he looks to be playing a lot better.
Ronnie can have a go at this one into the left corner now. Bit of a free shot, the only one he could leave is the one he's attempting. Yeah, he's got perfect angle on the yellow to get up for a red. And the black spot's a bit congested. Pink's tied up. Not an easy chance just yet.
He needs to get onto a red in the middle, but he's reluctant to try and put a red to get on the black, because it's going to tie the black up. It'll go back on the yellow spot, so that's why I was thinking of trying to maybe bring the pink in to play from the yellow. The red at the back of the Eastman's pot is also on the one in the middle. He'll be reluctant to play the black for a few moments.
3.
Similar scenario to the previous frame where Judd had a position where he could have brought the pink into play before potting it, and because he didn't, it was tied up for a while.
4.
Let's just see how Ronnie negotiates trying to make this a frame with an opportunity at one visit. It's going to be tough.
No.
Could have been better. He's got one to the middle pocket, but he didn't want the cue ball on the cushion. It's so quick. He's going to have to take the blue on if he wants to continue the break, because the white just kept on running there. Might be able to get the snooker in behind the green, but he normally would have a go at the blue, and this is a little bit of pressure on this. This will tell us how well he's queuing here. No.
On your side,
And if the red passes the pink, it's a bit of a chance. It's that type of shot that will annoy Ronnie. Get through to that one, but missed by quite a margin there. Might be able to get out onto the blue or black here. It's the one near the black.
one.
At least that mistake from Ronnie is only going to cost him 1 point.
Brown ball. Good brown ball.
There's a pretty good safety in the fact that it's left a tempter for Judd. And if he plays this stun run through on it, he can get onto the black, but it would be leaving red in the middle, so if he decides to take this one, he's got to be very, very careful. Maybe playing the safety, I can't quite tell from this angle whether he's playing the pot. Well, he's played it evenly. One played it level. That's the perfect example that we call stun run through. And it made the angle wide. You know, I thought he was going to have to hold it a little bit more, but that was great.
That's one of the toughest shots in the game to play. It was a difficult enough pot, but the stun run through, one of the hardest shots to master, and takes a lot of years of practice. Looks easy.
I suppose he's really unlucky. He's straight on the black, straight on the blue. You'd think he'd have an angle on one of them. Just a tad of an angle on the black. Yeah, well played. Deserves anything he gets from now. After those two shots, he deserves. First class, those two.
8. Nine.
Choice of reds to drop on here. Either 1, 2 from the pink goes and he can get on the black. And now it's a very good chance.
13.
Oh, that was careless. I think he played to just nudge the red and misjudged it.
20.
That could have put him right out of position. It was just a simple little cannon here he was playing, and he got into it too much and only just flicked the red. Tricky cutback now.
Yeah, it was the previous shot that was a poor shot. The red to get onto the black. He had plenty of margin of error to make sure he didn't finish low. And the fact that he finished low meant that he was in trouble, but it's doing his best to get out of it. One good pot on the other needed.
Blue, pink and black tied up now. He's only got the bulk colours to play on.
24.
Oh, he's hit that too hard, has he? Yeah, that's end of break. What he was hoping for there was to stop short on the green or yellow, and then he could have had a go at disturbing the pink and reds. He was just gone too far. if he had finished short with the white as he could have took the yellow, just an indication that if Holly went too far there, he would have taken the yellow and then been able to bring the red and pink into play.
Yeah, it's a shame that because he had a good chance there and he played a couple of loose positional shots. That was one of them where he finished too low. The other one was we mentioned in commentary when he didn't get the right angle on the black, and when you get the balls in prime position it's so important to score heavily.
Foul and a miss.
Luckily for him, Ronnie's not found his touch yet. This red pot's in the middle. But once again, where's the colour coming from? Don't know what kind of angle he's got on this red. If he's got a nice angle he might be able to screw into the black to try and free black and blue. Let's have a little look at the angle. No, it's not quite on. That's the reason it's going back. To be honest then, I'd have took the red down and put another colour safe, wouldn't you?
Well, I think he's hoping that Ronnie leaves him a better chance, and I mean, it's a tough snooker to hit. The way Ronnie went there, he got so far to travel with a cue ball. It's quite an ambitious shot, this. He had the right line, but he's got to be so precise here. He's got more pace this time.
Foul and a miss.
And he's left the red. This time Judd could take the red and get onto the yellow or green if he's got the angle.
So if he's not got the angle then, would you have it put back?
Well, I personally wouldn't. I would... no, he's having it put back.
Strange, didn't it? It was hard to kind of... He's probably thinking, well, if I pot the red, I'm going to have to probably put... I mean, Ronnie's scratching his head and can't quite understand how he's refused the red, but he hasn't got any chance to get an angle on the colour, so maybe he's thinking, well, I'm going to get 4 points instead of 1.
Foul. Here comes.
Well, it's better in the pocket than coming out and in amongst the reds. At least Judd's got to knock a good long red in. And there's a little bit of pressure on this one. He's just debating whether to take the long red on or whether to try and sneak one in and get the white back down the table.
It's amazing a foul shot from Ronnie could have actually been in his favour there, because if Judd happens to have missed the shot, then I think the full reds are in open play. The white a minute ago, Ronnie can get right back into the frame. It's all on this shot for me. If it goes in, Judd will be almost a certainty to win the frame.
Once again, the pace of the table just catching Judd out. But that's one of his great strengths, is long potting. And isn't it amazing, where down the years, the left-handed players always seem to be the best potters.
Yeah, it's strange that, isn't it? In Mark Williams, Jimmy White, Johnny Superman.
Neil Robertson, the Australia.
Absolutely.
And going way back to Perry Mans, the South African, a fantastic long potter.
I wonder why that should be. I can't think of a right-hander who's an absolutely unbelievable potter. Plenty of obviously great players, Hendricks and Ronnie straight away, but individual single ball potting, there's not a right-hander you'd put in their class, those 5 you mentioned.
Check on 4. Yeah.
I think Ronnie would be glad to see the end of this frame, because it's been a messy frame. From his point of view, he's been in all sorts of trouble. .32 the difference. That'll be called a miss again.
Foul and miss. Check on 4.
He's just trying to snick one and get back down the table. And this will be a bit frustrating for him. And well, Judd just quietly sitting in his seat, getting points after points. 40 the difference now. Could finish up needing a snooker if he doesn't hit one of the reds pretty soon.
Very rarely you're sitting in your seat, Dennis, at snooker and happy. You usually hope the man's not going to tear up when you sat in your seat.
Check on 4.
He's going to hit this because the reason the referee will keep calling him this is there's an easier escape route off the side cushion. With Ronnie choosing 2 cushions, so hopefully get it safe. Now he's coming off the side cushion and just hitting and hoping.
Wow. Yeah, turn 4.
Let's just hit it a little too hard.
Well, this is frame ball, so whatever happens, he's going to have to play a shot for nothing as we see the white on the carpet. No heroics in safety, just pop the red. He can try and get the white in behind the bound as well if he wants to, but the red is a shot for nothing. Frame ball. Oh, that just surprised me. I cannot believe this shot he's just played. For two reasons. A, there's no advantage putting the red safe, and B, bringing the black out. Well, that's just straight ball.
One.
Well, it was a very strange choice. He thought he was going to get Ronnie snookered, but he didn't. And all of a sudden, and Ronnie being so good left-handed, he's already put his finger on his spot there, you know. And I don't know what that was, maybe a little indication of where he's going to put the white in a couple of shots' time. Because he is so good left-handed,
No.
but he's come too far. He can't pop the pink and drop in behind the red. He'd have to do it off the top cushion. Might still get there though. In fact, he's developed it.
Let's go back to the snooker. Even if he gets the snooker, okay, if Ronnie did happen to miss it, it'd have been 52 in front, but the odds of a professional player missing snookers are odds against. There was just absolutely no advantage at all in playing the snooker. It was just so amateurish, it was very poor.
Ronnie's having a look at the scoreboard, just working out the difference. That was about the best he could do there, he was almost straight.
23.
Blue might be a little bit awkward here when he stretches across.
I think this is a massive frame now. If Judd could win this, he'll forget what happened, but this could be a real mental scar if Ronnie wins this frame. It could, strangely enough, it could cost Judd the match, that shot. Mentally, it would be shattered.
He's got the angle now to get across to the blue if he can judge this one correctly. Yeah.
Well, he's missed that. Judd's going to get another chance. This now is an unbelievably massive frame for Judd Trump.
Ronnie Sullivan, 32.
It did move. It was very thin, but it did move. He probably didn't want to hit it quite that thin. You can see the blue just rocking.
Yes, it's a nice easy safety shot to get a little bit of confidence back now for Judd. Not played it well though.
Oh, that's a bad mistake from Ronnie. So as I mentioned, Willie, if Judd knocks the blue in, you forget about that strange choice of shot.
Well, I'm very relieved, Judd Trump. I'm sure Judd Trump supporters will be very relieved. He's now got a great chance in this match. Ronnie O'Sullivan's had enough. He's walking out. Judd Trump did his best to give Ronnie O'Sullivan a chance. He held himself together with a long blue to take the 2-0 lead.
This is beginning to look a little bit like Ronnie's first match against Yang Wenbo the other day when he went 2-0 down as well. But John, there was a shot there where we thought that Judd Trump might have thrown that frame away.
Yeah, it's a very interesting situation. I agree entirely with Willie in the commentary box. I mean, this is a very, very dangerous shot he's playing here. Okay, he's trying to put a red safe from the side cushion, but to play it that poorly and then give Ronnie a chance to get back in the frame. And it is down to shot selection, and he's a great young talent. He pots a lot of balls, and it's through experience and playing like matches sometimes, I mean, he's got away with that today. So he might not, you know, as Willie said in commentary, you forget about it sometimes. Sometimes it's a little bit more useful for you in the long run if you get punished and someone wins the frame off you, because you make sure you remember it and say, hang on, next time I'm not going to do that.
Now, you've been a professional for a few years, but I was asking you during the frame, when was your breakthrough when you turned pro? You said, what, 5 years it took you to win a tournament? And how long did it take you to learn what to do on the professional circuit, though? Because I guess that's what we're talking about when we're talking about Judd's slight naivety at times.
It takes you a good few seasons, especially when, you know, I was playing in a different era when I was playing against the likes of Dennis, top class match player, Terry Griffiths, top class match player, Cliff Thorburn, as hard as nails. I mean, I learned more playing most people than I did playing anyone who was open and attacking, because I learned about safety play and I learned about tactics, and I had a formal introduction to the ball cushion. You know, I mean, it's alright, you can only pop balls that are there, and you used to find yourself behind the yellow, green and brown and tight on, and of course Steve, who was the master at it. So it takes you a while to get used to it. The game's changed now, and it's changed now. It's become, you know, it's about big heavy scorers, but you still need to have some safety. And if you can just become proficient at it, not necessarily as good as a Taylor or a Griffiths or a Thorburn as a Davis, just proficient, you're going to give yourself a better advantage.
And this is what Judd is learning as he goes further in these tournaments, I suppose.
Well, you get players who'll come along, like your John Higginses, your Ken Bockers, when he's playing properly, people like that, who's going to sit and wait, and they're going to say, you're going to go for one too many, I'm going to wait for the opportunity to come along, and then I'm going to pick you off. And these are things that he's going to have to recognise in situations, that when to play safe, when to go, and without nullifying his talent, which is fantastic. I mean, he's a great long potter, but there's certain times when one ball might be just a bit too many, and you have to recognise that, and that comes with experience.
Okay, well, I hope you're enjoying this at home, and I did say to you at the beginning of the programme, tell us where you're watching today, and we've had quite a few responses on that score. One from Ken Cross. Hi Ken, who says, hi guys, I'm watching from my bed because I am ill today. It would make me feel a lot better if you could say hi and wish my team Hassocks Hornets good luck tomorrow. Good luck Hassocks Hornets, wherever you are. And after watching Steve and John, I was wondering, who's the oldest player to win a major event? Well Ken, it was a certain Ray Reardon, professional players tournament winner in 1982. Ray was the tender age of 50. So the next time Steve Davis wins one, he'll break the record.
Very good break-off shot from Judd. Ronnie might be tempted to have a go at this one into the right corner. Good finish on the black. And the white's in, and he's going to stick the other red up. Unless it hits the green. Oh, he's got away with it. It's only going to cost him 4 points. If the red doesn't catch the green, it would have been on, because Judd can put the white anywhere in the D area. That's a terrible shot from Ronnie. That's a lapse in concentration there, if I've ever seen one. Because that was a straightforward safety shot. And there's the red next to the black that goes. Have to get himself going shortly. And he can only do that by playing good safety to force an error from his young opponent.
This is nice to see. A lot of players there would have played for the loose red. He's very, very unlucky. He's very unlucky.
Good afternoon. This weekend is going to be dominated by Grand Prix action. 7,000 miles away, Lewis Hamilton has a good chance of steering himself to the first Drivers' Championship in Shanghai. Meanwhile, here in Glasgow, one of 8 men will be taking our checkered flag in this Royal London Watches Grand Prix, the first major event of our BBC snooker season. Well, quarter-finals day has dawned, but only after another dramatic late-night action. In fact, night belongs today. Welsh world number 8, Ryan Day, forces away on the line after a fantastic 55 cleared from the second frame. That second round match was massive champion Mark Selby was pleased with that. He came in 5-4, great win. It was a bit more straightforward for Alan Parker, but he was pushing the runner up in cruise control against John Harris. He beat him with 2-0 lead, Parker can't be great to lead. That 5-0 finish. Don's back on studio duty today, and Alan now has a second BBC man in his sights. In fact, this is a full lineup for the quarterfinals, which is making a random open draw. The 19-year-old Judd Trump was on into the future contender for Ronnie Tyler's World Title crown. It's a rookie that he will take on today. Tonight, the last meeting Scotland competition, Tommy will have a healthy Friday night crowd with him when he takes on China's interim way. While Friday day's late night efforts are rewarded with another evening fixture against former runner-up of this event at the Shotgun Potting Machine, Dave Hope. And Steve Davis, the oldest man in the competition, is facing Captain Carter. We'll be seeing how it gets on this afternoon. Well, Dennis and John are all set for quarterfinals. John, I know would rather be playing. Have you forgiven our MC Rob Walker for introducing me last night? I think you buy into the quarterfinals.
Yeah, I was a little bit excited, I think. And I was having a slightly positive one today. You completely forgot about me. It should be in the World Finals, wasn't it? The best way to sell it. No, he's apologised to my lap those and
It was very funny, I have to say. Well, on a serious note, that's 3 wins in a row in a world ranking event. They're moving back to the ranking, which you can see.
yeah, well, Ronnie's not enough. It's the thing he's better. I'm sure the third time must make 2 attempts away. And after that was amazing. He's a very good scorer, right? He won more French months. So, keep it going.
Dennis, you're going to come to this afternoon. But I think what's significant about this event is when we look at the quarterfinal draw, only 3 of the 8 men are in their 30s. And that I think is a dynamic that's beginning to pervade the now, isn't it?
It shows you where the game's gone in the last 30 years. If you go back 30 years, John Spencer, the great Brown Spencer, the great Ray Reardon, were in their early 40s when they were at the peak. Nowadays, these young players are peaking in their early 20s. And that's because the same people on TV and Henry Ronnie so play so much television. They wanted a bit of that, and that's why they're coming through so young.
Well, 51-year-old Steve Davis rather skews the average, but we're not complaining. We also have a 19-year-old in the draw as well. But, it's practically a weekend already, so we suggest you just take off your shoes, kick back, and stay with us, because you never know what's going to happen, especially with this man about. Also, the name of a large build of mercurial talent is that of Ronnie O'Sullivan. 1-1 still on track for concrete title number 2. Young, talented and trendy, Judd is contemplating losing the match of his career. He's under rocket with his first quarterfinal as well. 32 years old and John Steve Davis still being his credit felt and is feeling no out in the arena. Today he's doing it for himself and for his mates 18.
So I've done Harry last night, yeah. So I can do the same Steve today and then go and present it back.
Exactly. And where will you be watching it today? At home? Seeing a peak? What? Let us know how you'll be enjoying quarterfinal day. And don't forget to send the questions to the boys in the studio with our usual email address, snooker@bbc.co.uk. We're going to start by asking you a question this afternoon. Who is the youngest player ever to have made a competitive maximum break? You might be tempted to say Ronnie O'Sullivan, but in fact it's his opponent today who nicked his record in 2004. Judd was only 14 years and 209 times to be precise in multi-way. What he did, he's basically been shouldering the expectations of snooker's big thing ever since. It is rather appropriate therefore that he's drawn the bucket today.
Through Ronnie's already in competition at this point, I love the game a lot of tournament like that. Ronnie sells mainly attacking, but he's improved the safety over the last couple of years, and he's high and I play well to end and I suppose and make very consistent with the beat and because people go Ronnie anyway. When I was 14, I've done the in-person with 147 competition, beat an 100 record, which stood for about 10 or 12 years I think, so it was a massive kick for me, because a record to achieve is probably one of the hardest records to beat now. This tournament my ambition is really just to start playing well on TV and get a bit of confidence on TV, and the players haven't really done that so far. Beating top 16 players at such a young age is quite a good achievement, but I want to get to the top 16 pretty soon because there's so many good players coming up now, and if I don't achieve what I want in the next 7 seasons, I might never ever get there, so I just want to keep on trying to get to the top 16 very possible. One day I want to be one of the bigger players at the moment. I'm just trying to learn off Andrew and Ronnie and just see what they do and have a look, keep watching them and keep them breathing, one day hopefully I'll be there.
To let me know, should I stay or should I go? If you say that you are mine, I'm from this till the end of time. So you got to let me know, should I stay or should I go? It's always stay. You're happy when I'm on my knees. One day it's fine and next it's black. So if you want me off your back, well come on and let me know, should I stay or should I go? Should I stay or should I go now? Should I stay or should I go now? If I go there will be trouble, and if I stay it will be trouble. So come on and let me know. This indecision's bothering me. People want me saying exactly who I'm supposed to be. Don't tell me so you can fit me. Come on and let me know. Should I do it or should I blow?
This match of his career. I mean, he's only 19 years of age. Joe Perry wasn't at his best, but neither was Judd. I commentated on that match. He's a brilliant young potter and protege and a future world champion. He's got to just go out and give it his best because there's no pressure on him. Everyone's expecting Ronnie to win, and it would be great if this young player could really show the public what he can do because he hasn't appeared on television that many times. I'm looking forward to commentating on this one.
Well, I think I remember talking to him a few years ago when he was a very, very young lad actually, and he was very